In this video, I want to discuss the idea of adding and subtracting negatives. I'll start with the general algorithms for adding and subtracting negatives with lots of examples, and then I'll give a visual description of why it works this way. Let's think of something like -3 plus 5. The first step here would be to subtract the whole numbers. So 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. We then take the sign of the larger number. So between 3 and 5 is bigger. It has a plus sign in front of it, so we want positive 2. So here the answer would be 2. So this is the general algorithm for adding a positive and a negative number. Let's look at another example. 4 plus -7. So the first step, we subtract our values. 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. And then the second step, the bigger number here is 7. 7 is bigger than 4. 7 is negative, so my solution would be -3. Next, let's look at -3 minus 2. So this time, I have two negatives, -3 and -2. The first step here is to add the numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then the second step, we take the sign of the numbers. We have -3 and -2. So my final answer here would be -5. So let's look at why this works the way it does. Let's start with the problem -2 plus 3. If we think of a number line and starting at the largest of the numbers, 3, then we need to subtract 2, so we need to move backwards 1, 2 to get to 1. So that would be the same thing as 3 minus 2. So we subtract and then take the sign of the larger number, which is 3. So this is an example where the positive number is the larger of the two. Now let's look at an example where the negative number is the largest of the two. We're still going to start with the value of 2 since it's the one to the most right on the number line. We then want to move backwards since we're adding -3. 1, 2, 3, which gets us to -1. So to see this one, we had to travel 2 backwards to get to 0, and then we had to go past 0. So it's going to have the sign of the larger number, since it's going to have to be moving past 0 and further to the left on the number line. Next, let's look at -2 minus 3. The one further to the right is -2, and then we have -3, so we need to move 3 to the left. So that gives me -5. So in this case, we can see that we added the two values. Since we're on the same side of 0, we'll need to add. And then it's going to be negative since we are on the left side of 0 on our number line.